Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Walking with Jonathan, with Jonathan Roy. Welcome to the show, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Here in beautiful downtown Warsaw. So we've talked about in previous episodes about why Warsaw is the destination of the year for 2023. And we talked about food, we talked about hotels, we talked about the great parks and the beauty of the city and of Poland generally. What else have we talked about?
But now we've ignored a big feature of the city, which
I
is
think we did, yeah.
It's the river, and then there's
a huge river that starts
there's a whole
on
other side to Warsaw across the way.
It starts in the mountains and runs to Gdansk, and it's I guess the main reason that Warsaw is here is because of the river,
situated,
being located on the river, and that being a great communication point in the old days. Because Warsaw is about 1,000 years old as a
capital.
Well, not as a capital, but as a place to stop on the Vistula River. What's it called in Polish?
Wisła.
Wisła! but in English, to the rest of the world, it's known as the Vistula River,
which is, again, I think from the Latin.
Is it from the Latin? Probably
There's
it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can see this bridge is really amazing that we're just walking across. But it's quite a noted
so what about the river, though?
Place in the city. So what about the river? Well, the river starts up in the mountains to the south, and then runs all the way to Gdansk. I think it's known for it's not really navigable. They don't move a lot of. I always wondered about that. Well, two things I wondered about.
They used to do cruises on flat bottom bargey things, right?
Yeah, they do little cruises, but I used to always.
There's not a lot. I never see any traffic for commerce.
No. And I used to always think, why not? And why didn't, under communism, why didn't they make that
deeper,
a navigable route and use it canal, boats?
Or are there cataracts at any point that prevents that?
There are. Yeah, because they put these various dams in the river. I don't know if they're helping with power, probably, because there are power plants near a couple of them in Warsaw and other places. But it's really not till it's really around Warsaw where you have that. There's some places where the river really changes too. In Warsaw, you have those big beaches.
Yeah.
On one side.
And
what's that? The east side.
Yeah.
So
anyway, that's all preserved. You can't touch it. So it's a natural wetlandy embankment kind of thing. So they haven't built anything on that side along the water, right? But on this side, there's a very long new esplanade. There are, little ice cream and restaurants. And then in the summer, big barges filled with docked that are basically floating bars, right? And then further to the south along the embankment, you have all the crazy summer outdoor party club stuff, right?
Yeah,
so
it's all been built up.
Yeah.
I remember thinking in the old days, my first couple of trips to Warsaw, I was thinking, why do they not do something by the river? There was
nothing.
It seemed
undeveloped and very ancient kind of concrete-y stuff,
there was nothing.
And then in the last 4 years, they finished that whole stretch.
Finally.
of
There's a great museum. The museum's there. The university library and all that stuff has been there for a while. But then you have on the other side, they really made a thing of those beaches for the summer, and put some places where you can
a couple of things.
eat, get some hot dogs.
You're not doing a lot of swimming. But,
you can do a lot of swimming. It's actually not a good idea to swim in the river. One, not the cleanest river in town.
And the currents.
Two, the currents are supposed to be a bit tricky. I don't know if they're very tricky if you're a good swimmer, but they're not. They don't want you to try to swim there.
But further upriver,
you
can. There's beaches and
if the further you go out of town,
private-y kind of just go hang out and swim. Yeah.
It's quite nice. You go out of town. And you go, for example, at Kazimierz Dolny, and even in Krakow, it's fairly docile, the river. I don't know why it's particularly bad around Warsaw, but it seems to be not ideal for swimming. But people wade in and paddle about. Yeah.
It's kayaking.
And they do some kayaking. Kayaking is the great Polish pastime, and they have beautiful rivers for it. But so the life around the river, you have a place where you can go during the day, on the beach, on the east side, and then on the west side at night. There's just a number of clubs that open up during the summertime, and go all night long. Really, a lot of them, don't they? Yeah.
Well, I've gotten older.
Well, I mean, I hear tell.
I don't stay out that late anymore.
The thing about living is you do get older. That's the fringe benefit of living. You get older every day. In fact, every hour. In fact, every minute.
I'm feeling really old right now.
Yeah, but don't worry, because you only ever know the present.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about the past or the future.
You're
always in the present. I usually, when I talk like this, have a beret and drink a lot of black coffee in a cafe and read The Stranger by Camus. But not today. So what else can we recommend? So we talked about Warsaw's it's an inexpensive place to visit relative to other major cities in Europe.
Yeah.
It's less traveled, so it's less crowded. Even in the summer, it's less crowded. So you can really have the free run of the city and the great museums, the Jewish Museum, the art museums, the Uprising Museum. God, I'm glad it was on the tip of my tongue. Uprising Museum, about the Warsaw Uprising, which is a really fascinating, interactive museum.
It's also this is one of the highest per capita vegan restaurants per population in the world. Supposedly.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have
outside
all
of the
kinds of
vegetarian
food. Yeah,
countries.
from top restaurants, top class restaurants across the all the different menus. Yeah, and then you have all the kind of street food and the markets and things like that.
The night market, I forgot about that. And stuff like that.
Yeah, you have a night market of food.
Summer.
Happens in the summer. And spontaneous markets and various that move from park to park.
That's true. Yeah.
And you have any one of these sort of factory type places. There's 5 or 6 of them in Warsaw now, where you have a variety of food to choose from. And then you have all kinds of different hotels that welcome you, from Airbnb at every kind of price, or hostels, from extremely manageable to very expensive if it's the Raffles Hotel.
Sure.
The most expensive hotel, and one of the top hotels in Europe, if you like throwing your money around. What else? Great shopping, and also reasonably priced. If you want to do some shopping, you probably won't come here for shopping, but oh yeah, and if you like drinking, some great bars.
Sure.
What's your favorite bar?
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Do you have one? I mean, now
I don't really have one. Yeah,
mine used to be yours.
Pandemic. Yeah.
But I think these marketplaces people like to go to.
And there's a lot of outdoor stuff like that. I mean, they're doing a lot of,
Well, in the spring and summer and fall, the things open up.
Yeah.
Everybody's outside.
Yeah.
When the weather's decent, everybody's outside, and things really open up and become fun. Okay, so Warsaw, one of your top destinations in Europe, and certainly, apparently, we'll anoint this as
23 something
23
by the polled people. Not the Poles, they were
people
polled.
who were polled by the best destinations of Europe. Okay, that's all we've got for you. I want to thank Jonathan Roy for being with us for these shows. Thank you, Jonathan. We appreciate it. I want to thank you for watching. And remember to like and subscribe. Now that we know each other a little bit better, we even might be able to do a little bit of dancing and maybe have a drink or two. So enjoy the show. See you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.